Do you know that there's only a few little things that you can do to powerfully influence your day in a positive way? Today, I'm going to share with you the exact way that I positively influence my day every day. Let's go get that nugget. Welcome, ladies, to the Life Mastery for Women podcast. I'm Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind, your host. This is where we go to learn to master our life one nugget at a time. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I'm finding you positively influencing your day. If you're not positively influencing your day, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I'll give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. A long time ago, before we knew what we know now about neuroscience and energy work and intuition and how to connect and meditation and that everything is energy, all of these things, we used to think that change was really hard. Well, the key to change is understanding that everything is energy. And I want to talk about, at least in the beginning, I want to make this into a series. So there's 4 parts to these videos. And I want to talk about change, why it's so freaking hard, and what you can do to make it easier. By the time you get through about 30 so years of your life, you start recognizing that change is inevitable. You can, if you're lucky, you can feel the push of change kind of pushing you along in life. And then you can't really sit still for very long before you're feeling that need to move again. So it becomes this constant push against you where you're waiting for things to happen outside of you, but yet you're not willing to change anything on the inside of you. It's kind of this redundant cycle that we're in, and it sort of sucks sometimes. They're like, okay, I achieved this goal. I want this thing. I got it. And now I just want to enjoy life. Can I just please enjoy life? Can I please just sit here for a second and not have to move again? And your spiritual being goes, no, I really want to experience life to the fullest. And so then here comes another goal and here comes another idea. And I just want to sit on the couch and binge on Netflix. There's a time and place for that. It just shouldn't be your whole entire life. So talking about everything is energy, there is what I call the cycle of life. It is called many, many things out in the world of Google and personal development, but there is a cycle of change, of things that we go through. And that's what we're going to talk about in this 4-part series. And the cycle is thinking, feeling, acting, and believing. And it's this whole cycle that we go through. And if we can take that cycle and we understand each of those steps, and in today's episode, I will define each of the steps. And if we can look at each step and go, okay, I want change. Now, this is the waking up process. Versus I just get into life and just let life take me away, is I understand that I'm being pushed. I've been on the planet long enough that I've kind of experienced a bunch of things. I understand that change is hard, but here I am again. You know, you're reading memes and books and you're hearing different people say different things, and change is the only constant, and you can't fight it. You can't fight time. You can't fight change. So you might as well get in the flow of it. So I'm going to define each of the 4 steps, the 4 key areas of change. And in today's episode, I want to give you these powerful technique that I use that helps to influence my day in a positive way. Before I define the 4 areas, I want to explain why change is so hard, or why we see it as so hard, because you're trying to change, but you're not looking at it the right way. Now, it's not your fault. You know, they say, and you'll read a million books and see a bunch of quotes and memes all over the place that say change is hard. It doesn't have to be, though, because once you understand how to gain leverage on the change, then you can make it really easy. And actually, it's kind of fun. And it can be a sort of frustrating, but then you have to look back and go, am I doing the work? So this is the work. This is the waking up process. So when you look at change, here's how this is. I always use the analogy of the ant and the elephant because I think it really depicts it well. The elephant is your subconscious mind. That is your habitual state of things that you taught yourself in the beginning, or someone taught you, you did it over and over and over again, and it became a habit. Brushing your teeth, getting ready in the morning, driving a car, pouring coffee, all of those things now are subconscious habits. Also, your beliefs, your emotional states, your triggers. Those are also habits. So if someone pulls out in front of you in traffic, or they treat you a certain way, or they say a certain thing to you, or they say it in a certain tone, you have an automatic response. That's your subconscious mind. That subconscious mind and those habits make up your personality. Now, there's the other part of your thinking that is your conscious mind. Take this as soon as you go on vacation and you're in a new place, you go on adventure, a new something happens, and it's this exciting new thing. You're learning something new. You're awake. That awakened state is your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is the one that it wants to elicit the change because it recognizes it. There's something inside of you that is pushing. And that something inside of you is your soul, your spiritual being that says, hey, you know what? I'm a spirit inside this physical body, and I want to experience things as much as I can, as best as I can. It is this thing that is inside that is kind of influencing silently, quietly, influencing the physical being to move. I want you to go do this thing. This job is stupid. I want you to get a new job. Maybe start a business. I want you to have a baby. I want you to get married. I want you to travel more. It's like giving you the urges and the desires. Your conscious mind becomes aware of that. Your subconscious mind prevents you from doing any of that. Now, your subconscious mind is way bigger. It's a bigger part of you. So the book, The Ant and the Elephant, is a really good depiction of this. But just picture an elephant with a teeny tiny little ant on its back. The elephant is the subconscious mind, the habitual state. It's very, very big. It's very, very lumbering, and it's very lazy. It wants to just rest and relax. The ant, however, is the conscious mind. The conscious mind, the ant, has to figure out ways to influence the subconscious mind to say, this is what we're doing. I really want to go get this dream. And you have to communicate with the elephant to get it to go, to get it to start walking towards your dream, your destiny, your desire. Okay. Now that's kind of it in a nutshell. I don't want to go much deeper. That possibly has overwhelmed you just there, but I think that is so important to the first step in this cycle of change and creating positive influence in your life. That might have been a lot for you to understand, but really if you start to sit and meditate and contemplate in the quiet spaces, in the quiet recesses of your mind, you're going to start to understand, okay, this thing right here, me driving, is a habitual state. That's my subconscious mind. You do it enough over and over and over again, it creates a habit, and then the subconscious mind goes, hey, okay, I got it. We don't want to exert too much mental energy. I'm going to take over this habit. So when you were younger and you learned how to brush your teeth, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your grandma had to keep reminding you to go do it. And eventually your subconscious mind goes, okay, I got it. I got it now. We're going to do this every single morning, every day for the rest of our lives. This is what we're going to do. Here's a toothpaste. Here's a toothbrush. This is what we're going to do. Here's our habit. And now you just go do it. And it's a natural thing. It's a habit. The conscious mind now has the mental capacity to go do something else. Okay? So you can now brush your teeth, pour some coffee, talk to your kids, feed the dog, and I put your shoes on, right? You can do all of these things, what seemingly seem at once, which makes us just more busy. But either way, your conscious mind, now the ant, is ready to dream. Because the subconscious mind has taken on all of these habits. I know it's way too deep, way too much. So sorry, I'm done talking about it. But it is in this state when you understand this is why change is hard. You have to, as the ant, as the conscious mind that says, I want this new dream, is you have to influence that elephant. So you have to overcome the elephant's habitual state of not wanting to do anything or go anywhere. He wants to stay in, or she wants to stay in the yard and just graze on the grass. You know, think of the energy of an elephant, right? It's not much. Your subconscious mind wants to rest and wants to relax. I don't want to do anything that's going to put any fear or endanger my life in some way. My job now, if I want that dream, is I need to elicit communication between myself, my dream, and the elephant. I need to get that download in there Because the only way that change is going to happen is if my subconscious mind buys into it. But if I just stand as the ant and go, I'm thin and fit, I'm thin and fit, I'm thin and fit, the elephant's going, no, you aren't, and keeps eating grass. No, you're not. You're not thin and fit. So we have to, first of all, in the first stage, and I'm not going to go into the steps, I'm going to define them in a second, but in the first stage of thinking, we need to now change how we're thinking. So at this point, let me define each of the stages. There's 4 of them. Think, feel, act, and believe. Now, I don't need to define them so much, but thinking is the initial beginning part to any idea, any desire. You have to think it first. You can't have it without thinking. That is step 1 in this cycle. Okay, now it's a continuous cycle, but watch how this goes. Thinking is step 1. That's the idea. Everything that you look around and see, everything starts with a thought. Okay, the next is the emotional state. I think this thing, how do I feel about it? Do I feel good about it? Do I feel blocks? What is my emotion? That's the next thing. I think a thought, I feel a feeling. Okay, so that's why in my podcast, it's about mastering your mind to manage your emotions. Sometimes our thoughts come in there so fast, we are not aware of it. We're not aware that it's there. We're not aware that it's that it elicited, now I just all of a sudden I'm angry. Well, right, but it started with a thought somewhere. Some story was told along the lines the last couple of minutes that then led to you feeling the way you're feeling right now. So I want to say something right there, but I won't because I'm defining. Okay, then the act is your behavior. So once the emotion starts, the emotion is energy in motion. So now think of this energy moving. It's like inside your body, like you're a puppet. And it's inside your body. This emotion is moving, which now physically moves the body. I either curl up into a tight ball and claim that I'm depressed. I flip around and throw my body around because I'm angry. I jump around and because I'm excited, right? I sit down and put my head in my hands because I'm sad. So I physically move my body based on my emotional state. And then the last step in the, sorry, wow, that was like stumbling all over. The last part of the cycle is the belief. So now at the end, I feel how I feel and I state, I am depressed. That's a belief. I am never going to achieve my dreams. That's a belief. And now based on what you thought, how you felt, and how you acted, how you responded, you now create a belief. That's a cycle. Now picture that in a circle. Now from the belief creates another thought. So see, I said I was never going to get what I wanted. Now it's the thought. Creates a new emotion. Defeat. Creates a new physicality, a new act. I'm not going to do that thing ever again. I'm not going to step out and ask that person out or ask anybody out or apply for a new job, right? And then creates a new belief. I'm not good for anything. Why am I on this planet? And it just keeps cycling. Today, I want to talk about how we interrupt. In this series, we're going to talk about how we interrupt any of these places in any of these steps. Today, we're going to talk about how we interrupt the thinking. Now, the most powerful step that I use is called front loading. And I want to feel a certain way. So now I have to know and pay attention. How do I want to feel? Take everything that you ever believed about controlling your emotions or managing your mind or the dreams that you haven't gotten in the past and how things haven't worked out for you. Put all of that in the garbage for now. Just put it over there on the top shelf and just leave it there. Come back to this place and go, okay, I'm starting fresh today. You know the phrase, today is the first day of the rest of your life? That is a really good way to look at your life. Today is a new day. And people go, no, it's not. I'm living the same life that I was living for 50 years. Do you want to change it? Then we have to think a new thought. This is how we disrupt this cycle. Because every time we think a thought, we feel a feeling, we act an act, and we believe that story. And we have to keep changing the thought. And we have to do it so often that it overrides the old habit, the old story that the subconscious mind has stored in the belief system, in the body. We have to override that. And now I have a couple of podcasts that are about affirmations. You can go to Spotify and or Apple or Google, and you can search the podcast, and it's why affirmations don't work. And this is why. And you're going to hear, if you need to go a little bit deeper, if you're like me and you like to take something and go a lot deeper, you can go and find this and understand why affirmations don't work. And that's not what we're going to talk about today. So disrupting, what I love to do is front loading. Now, I've already talked about several in the last several episodes, is how I do a check-in, I do an intention, and I do a grounding every day. And it changes my entire day. It makes my day so much different. And this front loading is starting to shift your words. It's as simple as that, because our thinking is our language. Our thinking is our words and our language. And in order for that to change, we must change at that place. So put all those things on the shelf and go, instead, how do I want to think today? If I have a bunch of limiting beliefs, and limiting beliefs are any belief, any thought that does not empower you. It doesn't feel good when you say it, like, I'm not good enough. I'm never going to get it. Why is this happening to me? Those are all negative beliefs. If you say something and it has a negative emotion, it's a negative belief. It's a limiting belief, okay? So now I'm going to say, how do I want to think? What are some empowering beliefs? And I want you to write these down. The beliefs that I like to elicit, the ones that I like that feel good when I say them, are things like, I am allowing something. I am allowing happiness into my life. I am willing to feel a sense of peace today. I am open to the idea of my life being easier. Okay? Allow, willing, and open. Now, there's lots of them, but those are my favorite. Open is the one that charges me up. So I want you to stand up when you can and do this exercise. I want you to stand up and I want you to say, if I want to pick an empowering thought, what would be the thought I would pick? What empowering thought do I want to have? Or you could do it this way. What thoughts do you have? When you wake up in the morning, what are your thoughts? Now, you have to become aware of your thoughts. So journaling helps with this, recording helps with this, conversation, where meditation is, here's my day, and start paying attention to how you think. And what are the words that you use when you're thinking to yourself? Are you thinking this is going to be easy? Are you thinking it's going to be stupid? Are you thinking your life is great? Are you thinking your life is dumb? What are you thinking? So that's going to take a little bit of mental awareness, and which is the first step to all of my personal development, is introspection, mental awareness, to start waking up and going, what do I think? What do I think about my life or my job or my relationship or my body? And once I understand what those thoughts are, you can then fully understand why you're not achieving your goals. If you have a thought that is something like, I hate my body, don't expect your body to be better. Don't expect your body to lose weight. Don't expect your body to get stronger. Expect your body to start breaking down. Everything is energy. And the word hate does not have good energy. So when I start and I go, okay, what are my thoughts? And let's say it is, I hate my body. Ooh, that's a thought. Well, no wonder I'm not getting what I want. Even though I'm going to this, workout class every single morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's why I'm not getting the results, because that's my thought. You stand up and you go, okay, over here, I say, I hate my body. And then I want you to turn around and face away from, turn your back on that belief and say, if I didn't think that thought, what would I think? If that belief wasn't there, what would I believe? I'm in love with my body. My body is a temple. My body is amazing. My body, it feels amazing to be in my body. And if those are like, I don't like any of those, then you can think a thought that is like, I am receiving health and wellness. I am open to the idea of my body feeling amazing. Okay? Start there. That's your first piece of homework. Start there. And you just keep going back and forth until the new belief feels good when you say it. Okay? We work on this all the time in my group coaching program. These are huge game changers. They make a big, big difference in your life and how you start your day. Now, are there lots of beliefs? Yes, about pretty much everything that's in your life you have beliefs about. And it's not just one. You'll have 100 beliefs about every single thing in your life, thousands and thousands of beliefs, because this cycle goes on and on and on and on all day long through your whole entire life. So if you're 50 years old, you've been doing this 10,000 times a day for however many days are in 50 years. That's a lot, right? So you have a lot of beliefs, but you can significantly, understand this, you can significantly influence your life in a positive way if you begin right here, right now, with your thoughts. Now you have to become aware of them. That's my goal, is to help you to ignite the light that's inside of you to start living a life of awareness. Now in the next episode, we're going to talk about your emotions and how you can start eliciting some positive change in your emotional state. I can't wait to get through this, and I really hope that you're taking notes, and I hope this finds you well. And I look forward to sharing in the next episode. Wow, that may have felt like a lot of information in today's episode, but if you're looking for support and a deeper knowledge of what we talked about today, then let's connect. You can learn more about how I work and how you can work with me. Send me an email to the meditationroomtc@gmail.com, subject line, let's talk. And in the meantime, you can join my online Facebook community, Lady Rising, and mention that you came in through the podcast. I look forward to supporting you and connecting with you there.